Hello, and in this video tutorial I want to show you how to make a parameter query in Microsoft Office Access. So to start off, what we need to do is we need to go to Create, up down here on the left, up down here on the top left. But before we do that, we've just got a simple table with different people's details in. So for example, these are all made up. So you've got someone's full name, surname, email address, date of birth, gender, whether they have pets, etc. So we're going to create a parameter query by gender. So first of all, you start off by clicking on Create, and you then go to Query Design. There's different ways you can do this parameter query, but I'm just going to show you using the Query Design method. So I click on Query Design, and I add in the contacts table, and then I close this show table box, and I just want to insert all of the fields. So I'm going to select the first field, holding down the Shift key. Whilst holding down the Shift key, I'm going to just hold down the downward arrow key until I get right to the bottom, and then I'm going to hold on to the Control key. And whilst holding that, I'm going to left click and drag all my fields in. Just do that again, and there you go. All the fields are actually entered into the query design at the bottom here. And I said I'm going to do it by gender. So the first thing you need to know when you run a parameter query is that we use square brackets. So I'm just going to start off by opening up a square bracket, and I'm just going to enter my question, or enter my question, or enter the wording of what I want the response from the user. So I'm just going to say enter gender, and I'm going to close the square bracket, and then I'm going to run this parameter query. So the parameter query, just to confirm, is enclosed in square brackets. And now if I run that, you get a box that comes up saying enter parameter value, and the text I entered down here, which says enter gender, will come up here saying prompting the user to enter a particular gender. So if I just type female and click on OK, it will bring up all the people in my table who are female. Now if I go back to design view, you can run that over and over again, and then you can enter male. Now the main difference between this query, this parameter query and a normal query, is that if I just typed in, for example, male here and ran that, then this query cannot be rerun again, or it cannot be modified, or it's a bit more difficult to modify. But every time you run a parameter query, it will always ask you to enter someone's gender. So sometimes you might want to select male, sometimes you might want to select female. So if you do a parameter query, you have that option. If you run a regular standard query, then obviously you just put in a set criteria here, and that will come up every single time. So the benefit of the parameter query is that it could be run over and over again. And so, for example, let me just run that again. And if I run that, then this time I just want to type in male, click on OK. Now if I save this parameter query, give it an appropriate name, just going to search by gender, be more appropriate, let's give it an appropriate name, and it comes up in my queries list down here. Now if I close this parameter query, and now if I click on search by gender down here, the one I just created, what I mean by that is you can run it over and over again. So this time if you want to search, you can search by gender and look for female. And this parameter query lets you run it over and over again. Sometimes you might want to choose female, sometimes you might want to choose male. Thank you for watching my video tutorial on parameter queries.